Here I am, pulling up to work again. I feel like I'm losing my mind. How do people do the same thing on repeat every single day? Like the same 365 days. We wait for holidays to have our time off. We wait for the weekends to do things. Like, this is no way to live. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. And I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to make money some other kind of way. I've explored like every option I could possibly think of. I need ideas. Somebody please help. I'm losing it. I'm really losing it. I've been trying to do TikTok shop and it's just not hitting like I wanted to. I've been trying to post a
See,
video
I
every
know it.
day and it is so hard. Like, I don't understand. Some videos like take off and some like don't get seen at all. And it's usually the ones I put the most effort into. I just feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my money. I'm losing money instead of making money. Oh God. I don't know what to do. I need another plan. Does anybody have any ideas of how to make extra money? I need financial freedom. I can't do this
Mm.
anymore. I feel like I'm dying inside. I am like dying inside. Like, I can't take it anymore.
I don't think enough people.
See, and that's what a lot of people go through. They want financial freedom, but they want it yesterday. And see, that really just speaks to the urgency that they have as far as, and well, not even urgency. I would say entitlement, because you don't want it that bad. Because if you want it that bad, then you're going to stay consistent. And also, see, this is what people don't talk about. Here's the winning formula for success. Here's the winning formula. And this doesn't mean it's going to pop off overnight, but you need to stay consistent and you need to always be iterating and you need to drop what's not working and then add on something different and then change up something different and keep doing that to perpetuity. Keep doing that to perpetuity and you will see success. But again, you have to still stretch this out on a time horizon. Do some people pop off instantly? Yes. But are we going to consider that the majority or are we going to consider that the minority? In most cases, it doesn't work like that. So she wants to just post a video and then it just get millions of views. Sometimes it's hard to tell if like we're really looking at adults because if you got kids, what are you going to tell your kids? You're going to tell your kids just you're going to teach them that whatever they do is just going to work out just like that, or are we going to teach them the value of hard work? She's asking what she should do. She needs to just keep her job. Same thing with that. You're working your job. While you're looking at that job, are you improving yourself? Are you iterating yourself? Are you dropping what's not working outside of work? You might need to drop you going out and having a good time after work, and you might need to add you actually upskilling after work, as well as understanding what type of career you truly want to be in, because it sounds like she just doesn't like what she does for a living, and then working towards that. But I don't think necessarily the issue is what she does or what she wants. I think where she has a problem is the timeline it's going to take to get it. She wants to be living like what she's seeing on social media right now. She wants to be able to travel whenever she wants. She wants to be able to make her own schedule. She wants to have a thriving business that's generating millions of dollars. And she just wants it to magically appear. But she doesn't want to have to actually put in the groundwork. And by groundwork, I mean the foundation of hard work and consistency, as well as no guarantee of results. See, it's scary. It's scary to be investing in something and be working towards something and have no idea if it's actually going to work. And actually, I'll even go a step further and say that it's actually more probable that it will fail. But if you want your freedom so bad, then you're going to have to take that risk and you're going to have to be committed and you're going to have to be willing to do it or die trying. And there could be a very good chance that you might die trying. But you got to start enjoying the process. You got to fall in love with your purpose. So ideally, pick something that you wouldn't mind if you died trying, and that would actually be a fulfilling life. Y'all, before we get into the next clip, if you like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually does help out more than you know. And also, if you could hype as well.
honest about how many of us don't even really want to be here. We're not having a good time in life. I would go as far as to say I think the majority of people in the United States right now feel this way. I can tell by looking in your eyes. I can see it. I can recognize it because I feel the same fucking thing. I'm not here for myself. I am not enjoying this lifetime at all. Not from start to finish. So far, this lifetime could have been a fucking email. Now, granted, I was born to a mom who did not want me and could not emotionally support me. But again, I think that's a lot of people in this country. And we were born into a world that could not help us thrive. In fact, we were born into a world just to be ground up and made into burger to feed the machine of capitalism. And now most of us know that. Most of us see that. See, back when I was born, at least in the 80s, a lot of people were able to have jobs, have homes, at least go on a fucking vacation here and there. But now many of us are not even getting those small escapes from the system. And things are starting to crack. They're cracking around us and they're cracking within us. Something has got to give. And I think a lot of us feel it coming. We can feel the earth shifting beneath our feet. And I don't think that's a premonition as much as it is just, it's obvious. You are trying to balance the weight of the world on people who have no interest in holding this world up anymore. Of course, with the exception of the top 10%, those people are still having a great time. But after
Okay.
saying all of that, I will also say that I am committed to pouring out my life force towards trying to change this. I will do everything in my power to make sure that my daughter has a chance in hell of having even an okay life before I die.
As a kid, one thing I always
You know, let's analyze something real quick because all what we really have to go off of as far as her particular situation is we can just kind of look at her background a little bit. I was trying to pay attention to that. See the nice tree in the back. It looks like she probably has a nice home, right? It looks like her life isn't that bad at the end of the day, is ultimately what I'm saying. But especially remember, sometimes we review government assistance, people living in shelters, people homeless, living out their car. This is some of the things we review sometimes. But even she, like she mentioned, if you're not in the top 10%, that's what she's focused on. Let me just give a news flash for everybody. You'll never really just be satisfied. We didn't come this far in the world by being satisfied. People used to be able to get around just fine on a horse. Then they wanted to add that carriage. They wanted to get around a little bit more efficient. Then they said, this is still too slow. They made a car. Then they said, well, I want to be in that state or in that country, and I don't want it to take, I don't want to have to do a month-long journey. So now we have planes. As well as, ultimately, we just have an appetite that'll never be satiated as people. And so the earnest is on us to just really start to be more aware of that and understand that that is just actually our nature. It is our nature to never be satisfied and always still be looking outward of what we don't have before we look at what we actually do have. And I think that would help to quell, not quell, because the desire is still going to be there. But if we can have a little more gratitude, then that will be able to kind of ease us for the time being and actually have us feeling good. People just don't feel good internally. A lot of people keep on focusing on the external. They think that these external things are going to finally satisfy their desire. You've been living a long time. I'm sure you've had a lot of desires in your life, a lot of things to where you said, if I can just get done with this, then life will finally be good. Life will finally be what I've always dreamed of. Shoot, I can even remember me back in high school. I was so ready to be done with high school. I said, man, if I could just finish this, if I could just clear this and it be over with, life will finally be good. Do you think it stopped there? Do you think once I got that, eventually it just became my norm and then I just moved on to the next thing? You're always going to move on to the next thing. So I think the mature thing to do, and I think if you're actually paying attention to yourself and you're not just out here drifting through life, I think you'll finally come to the realization that there's always going to be a next thing. So it'll never stop. There's always going to be something else that you want that you don't have.
As a kid, one thing I always remember the adults around me saying was you don't want to grow up too fast. I specifically remember my pops always saying you got to be an adult way longer than you get to be a kid. And damn, do that shit hit different every single day. Everything costs. And some shit costs just because other shit costs. You ain't just getting no car. No, you need insurance on it by law. More money on. The real eye opener to me was the amount of shit I didn't realize cost so damn much, bro. I done grew up sitting on couches, sleeping on couches at everybody's house. Everybody had a damn couch. Nigga, I'm thinking couch is like $500. Yeah, it's 500 times 10. I'm going to the bed store, sitting on mattresses, laying on mattresses and shit. Oh yeah, this one good. This one, yeah. How much y'all want for this one? 3,500. 35? Hundon? Don't even get me started on documents and shit, bro. It's so damn many of them. And then if you like me, I don't like the government, the police. I don't like none of them on my back. So all my shit is legal, it's legit. But it's like the more legit you try to be, bro, the more fucking money they squeeze up out of you. I see exactly what they mean. This is not something you want to rush into at all. You do not need to be out here 13. I can't wait to be grown. Nah, you can wait. Trust me. This shit is not all this cracked up to be unless you're rich. But until you get rich, nigga, this shit is mid. It's survival of the fittest out here. Eat or be eaten, literally.
I ain't gonna lie, life fake be boring, bro. Like I don't really be partying this. I don't do shit, bro. I just be going home, work, school, all that. Shit be boring. I ain't gonna lie, like I need some excitement. This is why people be having babies. Though. I ain't doing that shit, but I need to have some fun, man. This shit boring.
And I really only deactivated my Instagram page because I get tired of seeing this.
Man, what you think what do you think life is about, man? He want to be at the spa or something. He wants to party. He thinks life is just a great big party. And you could tell he likes to have a good time. And keep thinking if it's a party if you want to. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna be one of them bums where chicks see you and they be like, if I clean him up a little bit, I could probably get him. I could probably have him on my arm because that's probably what they're gonna have to end up doing. Start cleaning up bums, and because it's just wild out here, and that's gonna be you if you keep thinking life is a party. Now the other gentleman with the dreadlocks, what he mentioned was, just basically he didn't understand how much things really cost when you get out here. And there's workarounds, of course. I mean, he's going to the stores, he's going to the main stores and the mall and all this type of stuff. There's ways to maneuver this, there's ways to get around a lot of those things. But I do agree, it is a big hustle out here. And if you come out here green, then people are definitely going to run you up through there. And I would agree, because it sounds like he's just getting out here. I would agree that for the younger generation, especially if you didn't have no guidance and you don't have nobody to really go to, man, it's going to be hard, and it's going to be hard to really find your place in this world and in this society, because as we're seeing more adoption of automation and AI and just technology as a whole, it seems more and more like a lot of jobs and companies, it's like they just want to see a lot of experience right off the bat. It doesn't really seem like they want to train anymore. And see, if you pick a really good profession and you pick a really good career and something that's going to appreciate over time, you can actually be working your job, especially and if you like it, that's an even better plus. But if you pick something that's going to appreciate over time, you could actually change your perspective and you can start looking at it like you're getting paid to go to school because you could be getting experience that is actually going to make you more valuable in the marketplace and add to you as a professional, and you could be getting paid to get that experience. But it seems like as the world's moving into more adoption of technology, companies are becoming a lot less a lot less willing to just take somebody brand new and invest a lot of training and resources into them. They just want somebody that can come in, not only do the job, but maybe even add some of their lived experience and expertise and insights to wherever it is that they ultimately plant their feet as well. So I definitely think it's hard for them. And that's what even more the reason when you see people like that second woman we reviewed, who it seems like she is doing well for herself. It's like, man, be grateful. Be grateful that you're stable and just be grateful for the mundane sometimes because there's some people, man, their life is very exciting in all the wrong ways and it's chaotic. And even some people that don't even deserve it because they've just been misplaced, like a lot of the young people are going to be, or it appears that they are.
Same people. Y'all might be tired of seeing me. I'm tired of seeing y'all. It's the same stuff. It's boring. TikTok getting a little boring. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why I just lied. But Instagram just not for me for real.
You ever notice that life feels weirdly empty now? Not sad, not depressing, just boring. And most people think this is normal, but your brain is literally being rewired. If life feels suddenly less exciting than it did a few years ago, here's why. Your brain runs on dopamine prediction, not pleasure prediction. So when your brain anticipates something might be rewarding, your brain goes, hold on, pay attention to this. But modern life shattered that system. Your brain evolved to chase rare rewards, food, social approval, but now it gets 500 of them before breakfast. Scrolling,
That's what I
corn,
was going to say.
constant stimulation, notifications, junk food. Your dopamine system is being machine gunned all day. That creates a hidden problem that most people never realize.
Yeah.
Your brain adapts, your dopamine receptors decrease, meaning you have to increase the stimuli, and all of a sudden, over time, life now feels extremely boring unless you're having extreme stimulation. The things that used to feel good now feel flat. This is why normal life starts to feel pointless. Working on something hard, going on a walk, reading, all feel slow and pointless compared to your phone spamming you with reward. But here is the point that no one is telling you. Nothing is wrong with your life. Your brain has been calibrated to constant stimulation. It needs unwinding. Real life cannot compete with artificial stimulation. But here's the good news. Your brain is extremely plastic. When you reduce the stimulation, your dopamine receptors stabilize and you get back to the calibrated version of yourself. This is when life starts to become exciting again. You enjoy the deep work, you enjoy the learning, the walking, the reading, the low stimulation lifestyle. Which brings us to the biggest realization. Your life didn't become boring, you just got overstimulated. And if you actually want to find out how to reset your dopamine system and more, the follow button's not too far away.
Yep, exactly. And that was actually where I was going to leave the video off on. For a lot of us, it's not a no spark problem. For a lot of us, it's a dopamine problem, and ultimately, like he just outlined, an overstimulation problem. Overstimulated by scrolling, by constantly feeding our dopamine receptors, like he said, this instant gratification. Instant gratification, which is kind of what the first woman alluded to. She wants to be able to post something to TikTok and get that instant gratification that it was a success because that's how she's been wiring her brain. And a lot of us need to start slowing things down. And ultimately, we just need to take a fast from all the things that we constantly consume, whether, regardless of whatever platform it is, probably just all the platforms. And we need to get back to real life because remember, this is absolutely malicious and this is absolutely intentional. And what I'm referring to is you have everyone buying for your time or not your time, yeah, your attention and your time. Everyone is fighting for your attention, and they're making it very frictionless in order for you to give that up. And ultimately, they have research teams who are researching ways to steal your attention without you even knowing it. You're not even aware of the fact that they done got you for your attention. So you need to take your life and you need to make sure that you're being intentional with how you're spending your time and attention, and not that someone else is being intentional about how you're spending your time and attention. So I think that's what we need to start focusing on. And I think a lot of people really just need to get back to themselves. And by getting back to themselves, is really just getting off a lot of these things and consuming things that they intend to consume instead of just mindlessly consuming things that's being fed to them ultimately. So we'll leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second. It actually does help out more than you know. And then also, if you could hype. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I am a smaller content creator, we actually get more points per hype. And then also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content as well. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.